Hello guys, welcome back to my channel, or if you're new, welcome. My name is Monica, and today we're doing yet another edition of, I'm hesitating to call it the BWoW because we've got some changes coming. So if you've been with my channel for a little bit, you'll know that a couple of years ago, I used to post 5 times a week. Yeah, 5 videos a week. I loved it up until I got my new job, which is the job that I currently have. Not the same position because I was promoted, but this new job in a new company. And I was working a lot. I was working 40 hours and I was doing 25 hours of YouTube a week minimum, and it was a lot. So I shortened that to the 3 videos a week that I've been doing for the past 2 years. And I thought it was not that long ago. I felt like I had just recently changed my schedule to 3 videos a week, which is why I was so hesitant to change it again. But I actually went and I looked back at the video where I had to be like, oh, I have to change my schedule because it's just becoming too much. And that was posted in April of 2019. So I've had this 3 videos a week schedule since April of 2019, and it's time for a change. It's just time for a change. So I will be posting 2 videos a week, starting with this one. I'll be posting every Tuesday and Friday at 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. A lot of thought went into this, but really what I want to do is I want to have more time to put into longer, bigger, more labor intensive videos that I really couldn't do with the 3 videos a week, because I have to constantly, with the 3 videos a week, I have to constantly film and edit and get it up in order to hit that schedule. And because of that, there were so many videos that I wanted to do, but I just couldn't, because it's I don't have time to do that video because I have to keep doing what I'm doing just to get the 3 videos a week up. And on top of that, I've been very stressed with just work and life, and I do have a vacation coming up. Actually, this weekend I will be out of town. I will be enjoying some actual offline time for the first time in nearly a year. So, and I know that's much needed. So I'm just taking some steps for self-care for my mental health, and that is taking some offline time. And I already have videos pre-filmed, so there won't be any missed videos, but there will be a new schedule. So that new schedule is twice a week. And because of that, I know that the BWoW stands for the Biweekly, Wishlist, or Washout. I don't think it's going to be biweekly anymore. So I kind of want to just rename this to the Wishlist or Washout, which is originally what it was. I think originally it was the weekly Wishlist or Washout back when I was doing 5 videos a week, because I had so many videos I could do it weekly, and there were so many makeup products I could do it weekly. But also, I want these videos to be a little bit longer. I want to do a little bit more research into the products beforehand, maybe have the photos ready. And I really want to go through all the videos and all of the products that you guys tag me in on Instagram. This is my Instagram page. I get so many comments and tags, and they're awesome, and I love looking at them, especially because they're products that I most likely never would have seen unless you guys tagged me. So I really want to spend more time doing that. So I'm thinking this is probably going to be more of an every 3 weeks to once a month kind of video, and we're just going to call it the Wishlist or Washout. I haven't done updates before my Wishlist or Washout in a bit. I used to show you all the new products that I had bought in between each video before the actual, I keep wanting to call it the BWoW. It's not the BWoW anymore. Before the WoW started. So I've got a couple of products here. I think I mentioned this in a previous video, but I did finally just get shade matched at MAC. So I picked up the Studio Fix Fluid in my new shade, which is N4. N4, very pale, very light. I still can't believe I'm an N4, but it's a perfect shade match, and it works. I really did want to try some powder foundation, so I finally picked up a powder foundation. This is just the MAC Studio Fix powder foundation, also in C4, also in N4. Jesus, not C4. I haven't actually tried this out yet, so I'm excited to give it a try, because I really did want to try some different powder foundation, because I don't think I gave powder foundation a good, honest, try before, and I'm just really curious. Next, I picked these up. This was picked up at, I believe, my local Target. So if you've seen, Ulta is now opening little mini Ultas inside Target, and they're awesome. My local Target is 60% done setting up their mini Ulta, and it looks amazing. It's literally fantastic. They have so much more hair care products. They have big sections of makeup, and they're well-stocked sections of makeup. It's awesome. I cannot wait to finally go in there and shop. It's gonna be amazing. But I picked this up. This is from Wet n Wild, and this is the In Love with Cocoa face palette. I've had a love and a hate relationship with Wet n Wild face powders like this, and I saw this and I was I want to pick it up and try it again, because I'm a sucker for a good face palette. And what I also picked up were the last two of the new Wet n Wild palettes. I believe Nude Awakening, I think I had those two. I had Heart and Soul and Nude Awakening, I think. So I picked up Call Me Sunshine and... was it Lights Off? Anyway, now I have all four. So these are the four new Wet n Wild palettes. I want to test them out, and I want to come out with a review video to tell you guys if how they compare to the older versions of the palettes from my memory and from videos that I've put out in the past, and whether they're not they're worth it to actually pick them up. And this is an example of a video that I've been wanting to do, but I just couldn't because of my old filming schedule. I just didn't have time to sit down and test out all of these. In addition to the Shot Missy eyeshadows that I also want to test out and do that video. So I'm hoping with the new schedule I will be able to do more in-depth kind of review videos like that, because if you've been to my channel for a bit, you'll know I hate the trend of trying an eyeshadow palette the day you get it in the mail and calling it a review. That's not a review, that's the first impression, and it bugs me to hell. It bugs me. Like, you don't even know how long it wears for if you're wearing it for the first time and you're saying, oh yeah, this is great, you should go out and buy it, but like you literally got it in the mail today and you're wearing it for the first time. Like, no. So pros and cons, but I would rather take the time and do an in-depth review and have that live on my channel forever than to get something in the mail and throw something up just to get the views. Alright, so those are all of our updates. There's a lot more updates than usual. So let me start with some of the products that I've actually been tagged in over the past couple of weeks. So Wet n Wild came out with a Saved by the Bell collection, and I have to admit, this was before my time. I never watched Saved by the Bell. I wasn't really into the show, and then, yeah. So the nostalgia is kind of lost on me, but the eyeshadow palette, it looks okay. It looks very neutrally with like those two pops of blue. The makeup bag looks kind of cute. I gotta admit, it looks kind of cute and retro-y. But yeah, I mean, nothing really jumping out at me. They've got like those kind of same face duos, just like this one, but it's got different packaging. So I haven't tested this out yet, so I don't know if that'd be worth it to pick up, but yeah, it just looks meh. They're definitely targeting people that like watch the show. Like if I had watched this show and loved it, I probably would be more excited, but I've never seen it. So, Holo Taco came out with a new anniversary collection, their second anniversary collection, and I have to say, it looked really nice. I was tempted, but like I had just placed a Holo Taco order like right before this collection came out, and I have a lot of nail polish, guys. I actually do want to do just like a nail polish collection video at some point, because it's 90% Holo Taco and I love them all. They're really good quality. I'm actually wearing, it's a little chipped, I gotta redo them, but I am wearing the Not Milky White shade today. I love white nails, I love black nails, I love gray nails. I'm not gonna redo these because I'm actually gonna do them for the wedding coming up soon. I want to paint them yellow to match my yellow dress for the wedding, but after that I really want to do like a gradient nail, like do like white and then like dark gray, 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 black. Like, it's gonna look really, I think it's gonna look really cute. But anyway, where was it going? I have a lot of Holo Taco nail polish, and I really don't need to buy more, but I was tempted by the collection. Odds are I'll probably pick up one or two of these in the future if they're not limited edition. All right, next I got tagged in this, which at this point it's ridiculous. I can't believe that they keep coming out with just new colors of the same sponge, and people keep buying it. It's the Beauty Blender. It's the $20 sponge. I still, to this day, only use the Shot Missy sponges in black and in the beige shade, and they're $1, and they work perfectly. You don't need to spend $20 on a sponge, even if it is lilac. You don't. So I'm having way too much fun with this hoodie. I actually just bought this hoodie. Torrid came out with a Halloween collection, or some of the Halloween collection. This is actually, I think, a Corpse Bride hoodie, and it already had the thumb holes cut out. Yes, like I need fall to happen. Like fall, the weather outside needs to match what I'm wearing, and then I will thrive. I'm just too excited for fall, guys. Alright, so that was everything that I was tagged in. Let's move over to Trend Mood, where we have like so many things to go through. It's ridiculous. Okay, Makeup Revolution did a collab with DC Comics, and we've got a Batman collection. Alright, let's see. Ooh, I kinda want that face palette thing. Oh, that's actually kind of cute. I don't like that. Okay. So, they've got 4 separate collections within the collection. They've got a Harley Quinn collection, the Joker collection, the Batman collection, and the Catwoman collection. So let's go through them, shall we? The Batman collection actually has like a cool big like eyeshadow and face palette thing, but I'm really only drawn to that because I like face palettes. I love a good face palette. The eyeshadows themselves seem a bit meh. The Joker collection has got some... See, I don't like this because I don't like the, what's his name? The try-hard Joker. I'm not a fan, you know? And so it seems like this is modeled off of that, and I'm just like, like, okay. So yeah, not a fan there. The Harley Quinn palette actually was the one palette I looked at and I was like, ooh, I kind of want that one. I like the shades, I like the colors, but the textures. Like, I'm not a huge fan when I zoom in of like which shades were picked to be shimmers versus mattes. So I think that could have been worked a little bit more, but I think the packaging and I like the colors, at least there. Batman, the small Batman palette is literally just neutral with a pop of yellow. And then the big one is kind of the same thing, neutral with a pop of yellow and like 1 green. The mirror, is that a mirror? That looks kind of cool. I do like that mirror, but I don't need another mirror. And then the Catwoman collection is just the neutral smoky cat eye, because of course it is, right? Overall, I gotta say it's interesting and it's better executed than a lot of other collabs that I've seen, even from Makeup Revolution. So odds are I'm not gonna pick anything up. But I gotta say, I'm gonna give them like a B+ for trying here, because there are a lot of products, there's a lot of different sections to the collection. So it seems like they actually like put effort in. So I'll give them a B+ for that. Alright, I kinda like this ColourPop palette, though I wish I didn't. ColourPop collabed with Disney for the Tinkerbell palette. I actually like the shades. I think this is actually a really well done palette. I like the mattes in here. I like that bright green. I liked the dark green that's almost black. I like the shimmers in here. It's just a really well done palette. I like it. I'm not gonna get it, but I like it. Okay, so this palette, oh boy, this palette. BH Cosmetics did a collab with Stacey Marie MUA, and it's this palette called Carnival the Antidote palette. I freaking love this color story. Unfortunately, this palette I think is way too big. I don't think you needed this many shades. If this palette had been half the size with that same kind of spread out color story, I would have immediately bought this. I would have been all over this palette. I love the mixture of like the sunset, like the warm, like the yellow, the oranges with the like the greens. I love that together. I think you could probably cut out the middle of the palette. Like if you would cut out everything except for the 2 rows, the 2 columns on the left and the 2 columns on the right, squish that together, make that a palette. That would have been, I would have bought that immediately. The swatches look really pretty. Oh my god. I have to say, I love this color story. What do you guys think? So Ariana Grande, like everybody else and their mother, is coming out with a makeup brand, and it's going to be called REM Beauty, which includes brow products, mascara, eyeliner, lip products, under eye brightener, skincare, body care, also hair extensions. Okay. Odds are I'm not going to buy anything. Most likely. I did say I wasn't going to buy anything from, who's that other celebrity? Selena Gomez. Thank you. With Rare Beauty, I did purchase those blushes. I did like the blushes. So I'm not going to say like 100% never, but I'm going to say most likely I'm probably not going to get anything from this brand when it does come out. And they said most likely sometime in September. Speaking of Rare Beauty, they just came out with their first mascara. How much is it? I don't see a price. I personally don't like spending a whole lot of money on mascara because I know you can get an awesome mascara from the drugstore. It's the Essence Lash Princess. It's fantastic. So most likely I'm not going to be picking up this mascara, but I am curious to see what price point it's going to be at. So speaking of mascara, Kaja Beauty came out with a Wink Lash Trio. So it's 3 mascara tubes that kind of magnetize together into one tube, and it comes with 3 different mascaras. You have the lash primer and brow serum gel, you have the volumizing mascara, and then you have a lengthening mascara. Part of me is like, that's a lot to do But then the part of me is also like, that's kind of unique. It's different. And it's got everything, theoretically, what you would need for lashes. I have to admit, I really don't use lash primer, but I feel like I've never needed to use it. I also have a lot of lashes. I have thick lashes, but I have thick hair everywhere. If you can see, I'm actually growing out my eyebrow hair because I want some thicker brows because I've been plucking them kind of into oblivion. But my hair grows back, and I have a lot of hair. I do. So I never really needed to, I felt like I never had to use that. But I kind of like the idea, and I kind of like that it's not they're not like huge tubes, right? They're kind of like, it seems to be like fit in your hand, kind of like this big. So I don't know. I don't want to completely knock it off. I guess I would have to see like what is the quality of it, and then also what is the price point. It's $28 though. If you break that into 3 though, I don't know. What do you guys think? Would you use all 3 of these? Okay, so I'm pretty sure I've already mentioned this many times before. I don't like buying celebrity perfumes because for the most part, you really can't smell them before you buy them unless they're in Ulta, like KKW's and a couple of others. But I see that KKW fragrance is coming out with a new collection, and I just have to say I hate this packaging so much. It looks like I know they're supposed to look like bodies, but does this make me uncomfortable? Because it's one thing if you have a body perfume and it's shaped like an actual body, right? These look like something a serial killer would skin somebody and then make out of their skin. That's what this looks like. What is it, Ed Gein? This is very Ed Gein-y. If Ed Gein had been an influencer. Okay, imagine Ed Gein. Stupidest point I think I've ever done, but that's what it feels like, and I don't like these. So this is actually genius. I'm surprised it took them this long to do this, but good for them. Got2b, because that's the brand that made the hair gel that everyone and their mother was using for their edges and also for their eyebrows. They came out with essentially the same product, but in a tube with a spoolie. Good for them. Like, this is a clear example of you see a need, fill a need, because people were just buying the big hair gel container and using it for their brows, and now they've got this. This is something I would 100% try out. What is the price point? It looks like it's only available in Europe right now, and we'll hopefully see it everywhere else, but I would try this. Just because I've never actually tried, because I didn't see the thing. I did not want to buy the big thing of hair gel just to use for my brows, you know? Especially because I have like the NYX one that I really, really like. So the fact that they came out with this one, I really want to try this. So as soon as I can find it, I don't know where it would be, if it'd be like in an Ulta or who knows. But I want to try this. And I was just so tickled pink that they actually saw how their product was being used. And they gave people, they're like, here, you want to use it for your brows? Use it for your brows. Here you go. Ooh. I didn't know they were coming out with this. Okay, so Milk Makeup. In addition to their Sunshine Skin Tint for the face, like the foundation, they are coming out with an under-eye brightening concealer. I decently liked the Sunshine Skin Tint. It was sent to me in PR through Influencer. I would be willing to try a concealer. Also because it's supposed to be like a hydrator and an eye tint, so it's supposed to be like also light color correcting as well. That intrigues me, especially like on no makeup days. I do have like bags under my eyes, and typically that's like the only thing I would want to cover if I'm doing any type of makeup on a no makeup day. So yeah, I'd be interested. It's $28, which is steep for a concealer, but we do have hopefully the fall Sephora sale coming up. This is something I'd buy during the fall Sephora sale. Alright, so we're already getting sneak peeks for holiday. Too Faced is coming out with the Cinnamon Swirl collection. And the palette, I can't tell the difference between this palette and the last palette. But as much trash as I talk about, like the Too Faced holiday palettes, the actual tin big eyeshadow palettes like this one, I have seen people like buy them and like really like them, even though they're pretty basic. I don't think I would buy this one. I don't know. I like, for the life of me, I just wish their pumpkin spice palette had actually been better. Like, I'm all for pumpkin spice. I actually had my very first pumpkin spice of the season last weekend. Here's the picture to prove it. But I don't know. I just feel like I haven't been excited about a Too Faced product or at least a Too Faced new release in a long time. It's another Ulta exclusive ColourPop palette, and like really, this is blah, blah. This is beautiful, MAC. What are you doing to me? MAC is coming out with the Feast Your Eyes palette, which, look at this. That is like a collector's. Oh my god, a collector's dream. That's beautiful. That is beautiful. Here's the thing, though. I don't know what the quality would be like, because as we've seen, their limited edition products tend to be shit quality. But that eyeshadow palette, like, I feel like I would want that framed. I wouldn't even want to use it. That's beautiful. I don't think I'm going to get it. Like I said, I've been burnt by limited edition MAC collections in the past. And I don't think, I mean, I don't have the space. I'm not even technically allowed to hang anything up on my walls unless it's a command strip. So, don't think. Am I even focused on my face? What is going on? So I don't have the space, and I don't even think I would want to put it on display, but that's all I could really see myself using something like this beautiful for. Alright, so Urban Decay came out with the Naked Cyber palette, and tell me why this wasn't the black and green palette of my Matrix streams? It's not. That just disappointed me right from the start. Looking at it, in the palette, like in this picture, these shades look pale and washed out already. If you look at swatches, they do look a bit better. Like the swatches themselves do look pretty. But no, that's not what I was hoping for. It's not what I think of when I think of like cyber, you know. It's not focusing. It's not what I think of when I think like cyber, you know. Again, I think of like neon green and black and gray and maybe even red. It's not. This is like, honestly, it looks like an Easter palette, you know. Anyway, so yeah, I was just disappointed right off the bat, so I'm not gonna pick this up. Alright, so Huda Beauty came out with the Wild collection, the new Obsession palettes, and the Smoky palette. It looks, I just decluttered the old Smoky Obsessions palette, and I think they discontinued it because most likely this new one was coming out. It looks cute. It looks a lot better than the last one. The one that I'm drawn to is like the Brights one, the green and the yellow. That looks really pretty. And the swatches, oh, they look okay. Yeah. Oh, this is actually one where like the swatches make me think like, oh no, I don't need that. They don't look that great. But yeah, I mean, they look interesting, the palettes themselves. And I do know that for the most part, those Obsessions palettes have really good quality. In my last video, I just did my Petty Project Pan update. If you missed it, I'll throw it up in the cards. But I mentioned in that video that I saw a new Charlotte Tilbury face palette and I was actually kind of tempted, but I sat there and then I actually thought, like I used my brain. I actually thought, I'm panning a Charlotte Tilbury face palette and I don't like it. It's not even that great. So why the heck would I get this? It was this one. And it just looks pretty. That's it. It just looks pretty. And I like face palettes. I need to stop jumping on every face palette just because I like a good organized face palette. This is the new Super Nudes collection from Charlotte Tilbury. And it's got this boring ass eyeshadow palette. It's got this face palette. It's got, let's see, what else? And then some lipsticks. Yeah, that's, I don't need this. I know I don't want to spend the money. I know for the most part, honestly, Charlotte Tilbury, not worth the price. Ooh, these are bright for Dior. Oh, Dior came out with the Birds of a Feather collection. And look at these colors. I don't think I've ever seen Dior come out with something this bright before. The prices are, of course, bananas. The eyeshadow palette, the Quince, $65. The lipstick pencil, $36. The blush, $45, which actually the blush, yeah, that might be reasonable. They have nail polish for $28. Yep, I'm not going to be buying any of this, but I have to say, I scrolled by and I was intrigued by those colors. ColourPop came out with a Y2K collection, and I have to say, as someone who grew up during that time, I am not a fan of like the bright pastel aesthetic. Clearly, what may make you think that I'm not into bright colors? At least this kind of color story, you know. So I'm not super nostalgic or gonna jump on these. Nah. All right, so Pat McGrath came out with a new eyeshadow palette, the Utopian Dream palette. I swear, I've seen people review this on YouTube, and I've seen swatches and pictures side by side. It looks just like the last palette she put out. For $125, there has to be difference there, okay? I did just recently review my first full-size Pat McGrath palette, and I have to say, it's all right. Go check out that video. I haven't seen this. So I have this, and I don't use it as often because I have actually just been deep cleaning my brushes more often. Way to go, Monica. But Cinema Secrets is coming out with a new scent of their famous brush cleaner. It's the Tropical Lemon scent. I'm intrigued. I have like the big bottle of the Cinema Secret. It's like half empty, so I don't know when I would need to buy another bottle, but I'd be curious to try this out. I really do like that cleaner. It's not a deep, brush cleaner, but it is like a really good, like, middle of the week if you're busy, but you want to just clean them really quickly to get the color off and at least sanitize them a little bit, and you're good. That's what it's for. I think it's actually really meant for professional MUAs to clean in between, like, each shade and each client, but it works really well. It's quick. And you don't have to, like, go in and, like, get everything wet and then let them dry overnight. Like, it dries really quickly, too, which is why I like it. So, I'm intrigued. This is nice. So, hello. Editing Monica here to jump in. There were 2 more products that I wanted to talk about, especially because I'm not sure when there's going to be another edition of the WoW. So, the first one is this new ColourPop palette, which I swear they've come out with this palette before. It looks the same as their other giant palette, and I don't like the way that they're getting closer and closer to Morphe status, with these big palettes. This is called the It's a Mood palette, and it's a big 30 pan palette. I like half the shades. It's like the right half of the palette, with the green, the blue, and the purple color stories. I mean, essentially, it's the same thing as their monochromatic palettes. They basically put together a bunch of monochromatic palettes into one big palette. Meh. But the main reason I wanted to jump on here is because of this. So, Natasha Denona came out with, finally, the retro eyeshadow palette. Now, I've got mixed thoughts about this. Taking the palette by itself, it looks pretty nice. It does have some modern Renaissance-y vibes to it, which I have to admit, I actually was debating rebuying Modern Renaissance because mine did go bad. That is one of the ABH palettes that can go bad, and then the formula goes off. And I did want to buy a midi. So this is a midi. It is the $65 price point, and I've never tried a midi palette before. I really wanted to get the Sunrise palette, but it's been sold out on Sephora for like months now. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to get that. So I'm kind of curious. I'm thinking about it. So on its own, it looks decent. I kind of like the color story. It's modern Renaissance-y. But something I was disappointed in is that it looks almost nothing like the actual mini retro they came out with. Like, this mini retro had green in it. We have 2 greens, which you would think would be a big part of the palette it's based off of. And it only has like one of that like pinky toned color at the end that you would think. I don't know. So I'm not a fan of like putting out a mini beforehand that almost nothing looks like the actual full-size palette. So yeah, like the Xenon, is the full-size Xenon not gonna look like that? Who knows? So I definitely would have preferred a bigger palette that looked like this with like more greens and a different kind of color story, because like looking at those pictures and swatches, it looks almost nothing like this. So that's a bit of a disappointment. But overall, I have to say I am still interested in the palette. All right, and let's go ahead and leave it there for this edition of the WoW. Not the BWoW, just the WoW, the Wishlist or Washout. As always, let me know down below what you thought of these new releases, if anything's tempting you. If you want to pick anything up, make sure you're following me on Instagram so that you can tag me, send me things whenever new things come out, because I'm not sure when the next video, the next WoW is going to come out. It might be a little bit, but if you guys tag me or send me things, I will save them and discuss them in the next edition. Thank you guys for watching, and I cannot wait to see you in my next video. Bye.